Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Marvel Snapcast. I'm Ken here with Valentine and Luke. How you guys doing?
What's
Happy
up?
New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
First episode in 2023. We got many more to come. Wow, what a great year we had so far with Marvel Snap. How you guys feeling? Still feeling strong about it? Still think the game has much more to do?
A lot more to do. A long way to go, but
Awesome.
definitely come a long way. Excited to see what comes next.
I totally hear that. So we're now in a new season. Last season was Silver Surfer. We guys know how everybody felt about the meta with Leader and Leech and Arrow. Now we have Zabu. Have you guys had a chance to play with it? At this point, it's been 2 days already.
Yeah, totally. I've mostly been focusing on some Shuri stuff with Zabu.
Awesome.
Just Shuri and Wong together as a combo is fantastic, and I haven't gone much farther than that. I really want Darkhawk. I think from there, I think there's a lot to do with him. But yeah, enjoying him so far. I think he's a nice little early game Sarah, essentially. I enjoy it.
That is fair. I totally agree.
So I've played like 5 games with it and quickly dropped 2 ranks. So I've put Zabu on hold for a little while.
That's fair.
I am 300 tokens away from getting Shuri though. That is pinned. So I will definitely be getting back on the Zabu train after that. And I have Darkhawk and looking forward to do that too, but just trying to climb right now with decks I'm more comfortable with because my first little stint with Zabu didn't work.
That's fair.
No, that makes sense. I've been using. Go ahead, Luke.
Oh, I was just saying I'll let someone else figure out the deck and then I'll climb with it.
Yeah, I've been using Zabu with Shuri for sure. So like Zabu on 3, Wong and Shuri on 4. Red Skull on 5, get a nice big 60 Red Skull. Doesn't care if his ability buffs anybody else, and then Taskmaster somewhere else. So in that deck, I have like armor, try to protect it, et cetera, et cetera. But that deck was great on stream last night, climbed it to 81, and then went back down to 75, doing a bunch of other crap using Darkhawk and stuff. It was fun though. Can't say it wasn't fun, but yeah, Zabu has awesome potential. I think this card is okay. I don't think it is broken like some people are saying.
Right.
But we do have some other Series 5 cards coming with the season, which the first one, I guess, is Sauron coming up. But I know Loot is most happy about this particular card, which we no one knew about, and that's your boy Shadow King, right?
Yeah. I was just excited to see that they are still because obviously we haven't had a patch in a while, but there's no data mine information on the change. So I wasn't thrilled with the old effect. So I think this is another card, and I think it's a very useful effect that's going to be coming out. So another good tech cards for any problem cards now and any problem cards in the future. Yeah, looks like they still have the old effect.
Okay, I was going to say, if you guys could remind me what the old one was, but yeah, destroy all cards that have 2 or less power was the old effect. And it was a 6/4. Wow, okay.
Yeah.
And it's now what, a 4...
4/3.
4/3, and it is reset cards on reveal. Reset cards at this location to their original
power. Yes.
Yeah.
Which again, remember things like Valkyrie and ongoing cards. Those ongoing cards are still going to reset. So this is not like a super OP type of ability. This is pretty standard fare that we've kind of seen already, but in a more, This is sort of what I wanted to see from something like I was talking about wanting a Night Nurse card, which there is one coming, but this is sort of what I wanted to see from a Night Nurse card. It's like a fixer card of sorts. So this is cool. I like this.
So Taskmaster goes back to 0. That's how we looking at it.
Oh,
that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy.
That's actually
and the two cards I thought of instantly is obviously Angela and Bishop.
So, them too.
Oh, crap.
So, because those cards have been so heavily played since the beta, like having a card that can answer those. You got your Bishop up to 14 power, just reset it back to 1.
Say goodbye to Deadpool, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a great tech card. We definitely needed something like this, I think.
I mean, right after Shuri too. This is an interesting Shuri counter.
Yeah, correct. And not to mention Surfer counted too, right? Because
yep.
all the cards that get buffed from Surfer, you don't have priority. You play this on that last turn behind them, and back to normal you go.
This might be everyone's new like sought after card. The fact that it only hits one lane too, I think makes it something that is
puts a little more skill in it.
A little more fair. It doesn't just spread its ability all over the board. I like this.
But it's a 4 cost, right? The new power.
Yes, it's a 4/3. Which I was about to bring up too. So Zabu 4 cost, coincidence. But also I also like what I was saying with skill is your opponent won't be stacking Angela and Bishop and stuff in the same lane anymore with Shadow King running around, because that you're just asking to get blown out.
It's going to be dangerous when you play him as a 2 cost, and then
2 cost.
Yes, copy him with your boy Absorbing Man in the next lane. This is going to be a problem.
Definitely feels like a later game play is going to be
100%
with Shadow King. Like you watch the board, you see where your opponent's playing, what they're doing, and decide.
Just definitely see it being more of a turn 6 play. Yeah,
it's going to be bananas. It's going to be tough. I can't wait to see that. But yeah, speaking of wonderfulness and patches, we're supposed to have one today that we could talk about, but it did not happen. Something came up, right? I believe Ben said that something came up where they weren't ready to release it. It's going to be at least a week or less, right? Delayed.
Yeah, he said it shouldn't be more than a week.
Okay, but there were some, I guess, leaks put out there. Spoiler, guys, if you guys do not want to hear anything about the patches coming up at this moment, just fast forward about 15 minutes, right? Because we're about to talk about the leak, the patch leaks that we've seen, and they might not be real, right? They might be all speculation, but it definitely seems like things that we thought was going to happen did happen. And we can start off with the card types, right? The card updates. So, Lou, I know we hear that your girl is about to be get a nerf. How do you feel about that?
I think it's fine. It's possibly going from a 5/8 to a 5/7. I don't think that really matters. They even say, like in the developer comment of, it's mostly because people have realized how good she is. So they need to bring the power down a little bit. Like that's what they say. They're like, oh, people realize she's good. We're going to tone it down a little bit. So
what was her card?
I think it's fine. She'll still see play. What was that?
What was she before? 5 what?
She was a 5/6 to begin with.
Right.
And then she went to a 5/8. So now they're splitting the difference 5/7. So she's still more powerful than she originally was. Yeah.
It's not too bad then. That's fine. I mean, yes, I've lost plenty of games to that wonderful arrow play. So I mean, I get it. I totally understand. Then we have Galactus, which I didn't expect to see a nerf from Galactus. I mean, I heard them say it when they did tweet out that they're watching him, but is this really a nerf? How do you guys feel about this?
This is nothing. This is this is extremely nerf him? Okay, sure. We'll nerf him. We'll take away a power. You happy?
Right.
Like as a avid Galactus user.
Yes.
There are absolutely situations where you win by 1, but like honestly, I don't want Galactus in my lane half the time if I'm playing him. He's dropping on 5, and there's a very, very good chance that a destroyer is dropping immediately afterwards. And just I'm taking away that 2 power and just putting it inside of a null anyways, if I can.
Exactly.
So like there are definitely situations where this is going to affect people. I think if you have some of the other big Series 5 cards, this is a nothing change. So like Valkyrie, no, that kind of stuff doesn't matter.
Right, it doesn't make a difference. I totally agree. I don't think this is a nerf at all, but I do believe that yes, the crowd wanted something to happen in Galactus, and they said, "All right, here you go." 6/2. Yeah, I totally agree, because at that time you want to destroy it, or you're playing a null or death or destroyer, or even the Valkyrie Cerebro thing. So it's not a nerf for sure. I totally believe that. And then I'm going to skip over that one, and we're going to go to Nova.
We'll get back to that one.
Yeah. We're going to go to Nova for a second. Now, Nova has been nerfed in the past for all the beta users, right? Those who didn't play the beta, Nova was essentially, it's still a 1/2, but he gave 2+ to every card after it was destroyed. which became a big problem in the beta times. People wanted him to be nerfed. I think that was the first card that everybody we need to nerf him right away. And now he's a 1/1. Now, I still don't think this is a nerf. What do you guys feel about that?
It's a card you destroy. What's
Exactly.
the point?
Hey, you're missing the point. That Null you're talking about, one less power now.
But I'm destroying every other card on the board most of the time when I'm playing Null anyways.
Right.
But you lose one less power.
And they're all getting one power.
They all getting one power anyway. They all getting that one power.
Well, they were getting that anyways. You're still losing that one power.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Subtle
nerfs. Are people still complaining about Nova though? Is this prevalent? Have you guys seen this?
I mean, it says the effect was so much stronger than other 1-drops, but yeah, I don't think it really does anything. Because you are destroying it. So I mean,
does Nova need to be more expensive then though? Is that maybe a better move than just
like if it was a 2/1?
Yeah.
No.
Because then you can't Killmonger it, so then you have to play a more
But that that would break the card, right? In a bad way.
Yeah. So. I would say not even make it a 2, make it a 0 if that's how you feel. Technically, right? Because Killmonger still can't hit it, but it's a card that you want to use to destroy.
Make it a 0/0. Yeah.
Put it down. Right. Make it a 0/0. Put it down with Deathlock or Carnage or whatever you want to give that extra 1 to everybody else.
Make it a 0/0. Give it 2 power again. You want let's just try everything. Let's throw it all at the wall and see what sticks.
At this point, that's what it seems like. And then we go down to Drax, who got a buff, it says here. Now Drax will now be a 4/5. Am I reading that right? Drax is okay. So he'll be a 4/5 versus a 4/4. So he got a buff, and now he gets +3 power, which still puts him at that 4/8 if the card is in that zone.
Yep, still a 4/8. It's just a 4/5 if you whiff, and only gets the 3 instead of the 4 if you do get it correct. It also is a little bit different also for like stuff that like doubled the on reveal. You are losing more power there. So that is something to think about with Wong or Kamatage or something like that.
Or leader.
Odin. Yeah, leader.
Like you think about your opponent. If your opponent leaders and it hits and that Drax goes off again, it's not going to be as big.
Yeah.
Right.
So
interesting. Okay. So it's not too bad. And I guess Groot got the same type of love going from a 3/3 to a 3/4.
And it gets 2 power instead of 3.
Right.
Yeah,
so still 3/6.
Base value Groot was definitely too weak. I feel like you would use him if you were going, all right, a Guardians deck, sure. Let's Groot can go in there too. But like, this is a nice little buff. It's fine.
Yeah, I was about to ask you guys. I mean, I haven't played with these cards at all, except Drax lately because of Zabu, right? To test some things out. And then Groot, even though Surfer was there, I think I probably used Groot once or twice. So these cards weren't really being utilized as much as I'm sure the developers wanted them to. So this buff is definitely welcomed. And I hope to see these cards used more, but I don't know if they will be. What do you guys think?
Well, I think this could be a little bit of foreshadowing with a possible Ghost release soon because all the Guardian cards get better.
Oh, yeah.
So it could possibly be, something with that. I definitely will. That's when the next time I will be looking at Guardian cards. Like Drax with Zabu's obviously good. Gamora sees a good amount of play. It's just a big, beefy drop. But yeah, I think the other ones could definitely see play once something like Ghost comes out.
And what's Ghost ability so that they listeners know?
So Ghost is a 1 energy 2 cost card. And I don't. Is it an ongoing effect? I don't remember.
I believe it is an on reveal.
Well, no, it's your cards activate last. Like it's either a trigger ability or an ongoing.
Yeah, your cards are always revealed last.
It's ongoing for sure. Yeah,
they're on. Okay, it's their on reveal abilities happen last. That's what it is.
Yes.
Right.
So your stuff would always trigger last. So you're always hitting if you're playing into the yeah. Which I mean, I guess. That doesn't matter for that. Never mind. I was thinking the wrong thing. That doesn't matter for Guardians. You'd get it anyways.
Right. Okay, that's fine. But Ghost is pretty good. I think Ghost is. I mean, that's pretty good actually. That's like a kind of an invisible woman, but not an invisible woman.
That helps you avoid the leader buff that I just mentioned with Drax. Actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, I think the main thing people have been talking about with it is like Shang-Chi and stuff. Like your Shang-Chi's gonna activate after they play their card.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you can always hit something with it.
All right, and then Hazmat got a buff, which I think it needed. Maybe a little bit more on the power side, but that's fine. Now I went from a 2-1 to 2-2, which is pretty good, especially with the Luke Cage, the Wongs, and Hazmat. I think this is a perfect time to Hazmat to get the buff, especially you play Zabu, Wong, throw Hazmat on there, have Luke Cage, and kind of keep that going. So, what do you guys feel about Hazmat's buff?
Sure. I like it's like you don't play Hazmat for power, and I
Right.
think it's about flooding and taking down your opponent's power more so than your own. So giving it a little more power, sure. I don't see an issue with this. It sort of feels like another, okay, you buffed a card. Great, let's move on. Like I don't see
Yeah.
this making a huge wave of any sort.
So we're not gonna see any Hazmat decks destroying the meta right now.
I mean, wait, Cerebro
What-
2?
I swear,
Ooh.
I've seen that
go.
online a lot actually about Cerebro too.
That might be the one thing. You Cerebro 2 and you throw Cage in there so you don't lose any power. And,
Right.
that could work.
Okay, well, there we go. And then one of the cards I didn't expect to get a buff, which I'm very excited to hear about, is Black Cat. Went from a 3-6 to 3-7. That 7 is pretty. That one extra power is pretty good, especially in the Hella decks. When I run Black Cat just so that she could discard herself whenever she's not played, and to pull back a 7. That was the whole purpose of having Ebony Ma in that deck. But now having Black Cat at 3-7, I think is pretty good. How do you guys feel about it?
Yeah, I think it's a good change. It's a card that they said rarely saw use, so they're trying to buff it up, make it a little bit more powerful. So we'll see if it's enough.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see the stats on how often Black Cat is literally played from hand.
Nah,
I don't think it's got to be like below 10%. It's
100%.
This is
I
fine.
totally agree. I think Black Cat will be good once Zoran comes out. Because that's only ongoing, right? So it's not really doesn't matter. Forget it.
Yeah.
I said there's got to be a way to stop her ability from. No, he stops all abilities, just all ongoing, right?
Yeah, it's ongoing.
So
it hits ongoing cards, but it takes all the effects off your ongoing cards.
Yeah.
So like your Electro, it takes the on reveal ability away too.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean that's been speculation. That's what everyone says.
We
that
got to
it
see if
takes
it's
everything
science.
away. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I guess Zoran is good for the Red Skulls and the Ebony Ma's and the
Ebony Ma's, because it gets rid of the restriction.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's fine. So Black Cat, let's hope she gets some love now. We'll see what happens. And another card, I think it says got a buff, but to me this is not a buff. Nakia went from 3-1 to 3-2. I think Nakia needs to be a 2 something or a 2-2, and I think she still needs to go and buff every card in your hand. That's what I feel. But
I can't believe we're still playing this dance.
Listen, it's just, yeah. What do you guys?
One
think?
day they'll nail it down. Like, and this is not a dig at Second Dinner. Balancing this game must be a monumental task. But I feel like Nakia's been touched even more than Nova at this point, right?
Agreed.
Like,
are you guys still playing Nakia?
Who? No. Like it's 2 cards, right? That's what she.
Yeah.
First
It's
2 cards.
The most left cards. They have to break down. I've talked about this on the podcast before. They have to break down and just make it all your cards in your hand +1.
I wish there was some sort of UI element that could allow us to choose buffed cards. I think it would be, if you want to keep it at 2 cards, if we could choose cards in our hand to buff and you reveal those cards to your opponent.
Yes.
So you're revealing very crucial information to your opponent, but you're allowed to specifically target what you want to buff. That would be different. And that would be like a nice balance. But I don't know if they could do that from a technical standpoint with where they're at in the game right now. So
just just pick Swarm. It's going to be Swarm every time. Just Swarm. Right?
Exactly. Like if you could just go, Swarm, done. And also Swarm.
Yeah, every time. I played with her recently in the Zabu deck with Swarm and Dracula and everybody else. And it happened one time that Swarm was on the left side. It was the most frustrating thing ever.
Yeah.
I end up putting Okoye in the deck over Nakia because at least Okoye, if they're not in my hand, they'll get that buff because they're in the deck.
I think that's a correct call at this point.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
Nakia just needs to go ahead. They need to bite the bullet. +1 to all the cards in your hand. Leave it at a 3/2. I think that'd be fine.
Yeah, that's fine. But every card in the hand, please. I think at this point, like it was back in the day, back in our day, right? Yeah. Speaking of back in the day, playing Zabu with a 2/6 Hell Cow feels good. Feels real good. Taking it back, it felt so good. And the card that is also that everybody was on top of everybody's list that wanted to get Nerf, which I think kind of got a buff if you want to look at it, is Leader. All right. Leader went from a 6/4 to a 6/3. If I put him in a negative deck, I get to play him on. Oh, I still can't play him on turn 3. But either way, he is now. I mean, to me, this Nerf, I think, was to quiet those who wanted to see a nerf happen to Leader, but it was really kind of a here you go, just deal with this.
It's a tinker. It's
yeah.
I don't think we're in an area as like you just said at a 6/3. I don't think we're in an area where negative becomes a problem.
Right.
Negative also. The more I think about this, I don't know that Leader and negative are really something that we ever need to worry about, because generally speaking, you're flooding the board on your late turns if you're leadering, right? You're reducing cost of a lot of cards. Some of them are becoming a 0 and whatnot. If you're dropping 5 cards in your last 2 turns because you negatived, you're taking up an obscene amount of board space that could be utilized by Leader on the last turn. So I don't think that you really need to worry too much about somebody getting away with murder with a 3-cost Leader and also dropping like a 1 or 2 other flipped cards at the same time. It's just not something that's going to help them in the long run. They're going to block out the good drops that the opponent is, hopefully, if they're playing around a Leader, blocking out to not hit the board because board space is so crucial. You know what I mean? Like you see one spot, you're dropping 2 cards and you're dropping your crap card first so that your second card can't possibly be copied. So I don't think we have to worry about negative Leader. Even if just make the card a 0/0 and call it a day. You don't even have to think about it getting zeroed. Like I think they'll figure out Leader, but this is just a tinker move for now. So
how do you feel about that, Luke?
Yeah, I think it's just a small change. I have been very avid to everyone I've talked to and on Twitter and stuff. I think Leader's completely fine. I played, like 8 hours last Monday before the reset, trying to climb as much as I could because I haven't been able to play a lot. And I went gained 23 ranks that day, and not at one point of playing against Leader and stuff like did I feel like it was out of control. Like there was no card. Like I think the meta is fine. Like I would have nerfed any card. So I think Leader's completely fine. I'm fine with changing stuff if they feel like they need to change. They obviously have more information than I do when it comes to play rates and win rates and all that stuff. So I'm completely fine with it. I just hope they don't completely murder the card. I know that Val linked the Twitter thing from Ben, I'm sure we'll talk about, where it seems like we could see an actual effect change of Leader coming up.
Supposedly by the end of the month. So
yeah, I mean, that's what was said, right? There was some discussion about nerfing the card, bringing him down to 1 power, but he's proving very frustrating to many players. So I mean, that statement right there, do you guys agree or disagree? I mean, like you said, Lou, you haven't had to deal with it or it didn't bother you as much. But I mean, I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I've seen it. People get very frustrated with the Leader play, especially on that last turn when you set up your whole game strategy. And then on turn 6, they play 1 card and they beat you. A lot of people don't like that. They think it's not the best way to play. They think it's like a very easy way to play. And so clearly there's a lot of people complaining about it. What other change could they really do besides power and how much it costs?
So I've given this a little bit of thought, and I think there's restrictions that you can put on the card that maybe counteract a lot of the problems that people have had with it. I don't know that you need to make it necessarily a like you can only play this card or only cards in this lane get copied or adjacent lanes or anything like that. I think a turn designation would be good. And I don't necessarily think it's turn 5. I think it's still a turn 6 card. I think it's, like I said, I think you make it a 0/0 card. It's a turn 6 card. And that might honestly be it. You don't need to worry about adding power. You're taking up board space. There could be some other small restrictions you put on the card where like the ability can't be copied. So you don't end up with people doing like, all right, I'm going to drop a Zabu on the board, and then I'm going to drop a leader and an absorbing man, and somehow I'm going to cheat out a Odin with my Ghost Rider that's also going to hit the leader. Like, it maybe just make it so that like the card is the card. There's no copying the card. He just is what he is, and he has no power. He's just smart, and he's just going to copy what you do. I think that would fall in line with the card's overall lore-esque ability and maybe stop the power creep that comes in on the opponent's board when they're playing a leader.
So 0/0.
0/0 and
can play any turn. We can play on any turn though.
If I think maybe a turn 6. Oh no, you know what? 0/0, play at any turn. It just can't be copied and it cannot be retriggered. Cannot be copied, cannot be retriggered.
All right, Luke, what you thinking?
When you say 0/0, do you mean 0 energy cost?
Yep.
Yeah. And 0 power.
Man, you have the craziest takes. I thought I did. You blew me out of the water. I think the change they will end up making is it affecting one lane, the lane that is played in. I think they're going to want to try to go away from a card that can win you the game to a card that can reliably win you one lane. Is what I think they're going to do.
I think that makes the most sense, honestly, from a development standpoint of like at least the thing that you test first, right? The thing that you test first is like, okay, what happens when we make it one lane? What happens when we make it the lane to the left? What happens when it's the lane to the right? Both lanes aside. Like these are all things that I'm sure they are testing right now or have been testing and getting the data on what these changes look like. But I think that's probably the route they end up going, honestly.
The Shadow King route.
Yeah.
And I think one thing too people should keep in mind is like this stuff's hard. Like it's hard to get all the data and stuff you need. So even if this power change probably won't be the last change we see, but even if they change it again, like Nakia, like it's hard to get things right. So just give them patience, give them time. They're obviously trying to get it correct. So even if the next change doesn't completely fix it, like give them time. They're trying to get there. Yeah.
Yelling at them on social media does not make things happen faster, better.
No.
Or make any positive change. If you want to critique the card, fine. Go ahead. Please be nice about it.
Be respectful. Yeah.
So I think the best thing if people are upset with stuff and want to scream at people, think about it this way. What you should be doing is they talked about how they're working on tools. I'm assuming they're still working on it where they could do changes and not have to wait on approval on their side. Yeah. So they wouldn't have to wait for Apple and Android to approve stuff so they could make changes quicker. Ask them to put that at the head of the roadmap. Like if you're upset with because I've seen stuff like that too. It was like, well, I've already seen it of people with like, hey, give them time. They're working on it or whatever. They're like, well, they make a change. Then we got to wait a month to see another change or whatever. Well, if that's the way you feel, then ask for them to move up the technology to do that to the thing. It's a feedback. It's something I'm sure they'll look at, but that's better than just screaming into the void and being angry for no reason. That doesn't do anything.
If I could just it's not screaming into the void. It's screaming at somebody on social media.
Yeah,
Right.
They see it, and it doesn't feel good.
No.
yeah.
I just want to, and not to belittle your point there, but I
No,
just wanna
100%.
point out there, like, stop it.
Yeah.
There's a creeping negativity coming into it's a live service game, it's a card game, it's
Mhm.
gonna happen, but there's a creeping negativity in the community, and I really the more we can just kind of know, the better. Just
I
stop.
totally agree. Just be respectful, guys.
Yeah.
They have a Discord. Go put your suggestions in there and
Right.
see what people are going to say. I mean, it's that simple. And listen, right now, Second Dinner have to please both sides. Those that are the loot munchers and Vals that feel nothing is wrong, and then the other creators that feel something is wrong.
Right.
And it's hard to please both because, again, if they do nerf this card to the extreme, everybody's gonna be like, well, why? This card is totally fine. And if they don't do it, then people who want it nerf is gonna feel away. So understand that they're stuck in the middle and they need time to test this out. So please be respectful to them. I mean, it's that simple. It's not
By all
difficult.
means, complain about the things you don't like. Just do
Right.
it respectfully. Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely, yes. Say what you think, share your opinion, but no reason to be mean about it to anyone.
Right. Like if you don't like my face right now, leave a comment down below. Let us know. Be nice about it. Be nice about it. And then we have some new features coming out. I mean, finally, we got artist credits coming.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I cannot wait to see that. We have filters, so you can do your favorite variants when you're editing your deck. I'm happy about that.
That's automatic.
and
That's something I love. That's automatic.
yes, automatic. So that's going to be amazing. I can't wait for that. And then, of course, all the issues we had where things take too long to loop with the Wongs and the onslaughts. And the biggest thing that I saw earlier that I kind of liked or do like a lot is now the collector tokens will be going from 100 to 400 to now 200 and 600. How do you guys feel about all that stuff we just mentioned?
Well, that's not correct, right? Like from
I
what
wrong?
I've seen, because I thought the same thing, but
Okay.
someone pointed
It's
out
200 to 600. I think it's
Yes,
a
so-
range.
yeah.
Oh, it's
so
a
instead,
range.
so
Yeah.
instead of getting 400, you're going to get 2 to 600. But they're saying the amount of tokens over a certain amount of time is not going to change, which is
So
weird. Then why make the
what?
change?
The individual payout amounts change while the overall payout amounts stay the same.
Yes.
So
Okay.
what that can actually do is it can increase the number of other drops you get
Right.
while simultaneously
Still getting tokens.
still getting the tokens. So
Right.
like now you can just get like, oh, I got 200 this time. So now my next 2 caches are going to be like avatars and titles and stuff. And then I'm going to get 600, 2 or 3 down. And that's to replace, I got a 100, I got a 100, I got a 100, I got a 100. And
Right.
like it's just trying to spread them out more, but still give them to you in the same amount of time. And it's also it's supposed to kind of sting a little bit if you
I
get
see
the
that.
lower amount, so
Right.
that you can be like, oh, fuck, all right, well, let me spend a little bit more gold and get one more cash today, and maybe I'll get something good. Like it's scientifically made to like kind of mess with your head a little bit. It's a mobile game.
I mean, I already see the Reddit post of I've opened 7 token things and they're all been 200. Like I can already see that.
Yeah, it's going to be controversial, I think, until people like really break down the numbers and get the stats
And
out.
see the
and go,
statistics.
it's not really a change that significantly affects you in a negative way.
I mean, but all you guys have to do is save your tokens. That's it. Don't
Right.
spend it crazy. Don't spend it, save your tokens. I've been doing that right now, and I don't have Thanos. I don't have Super Scroll. I don't have Sentry. Just save your tokens for the cards that you want, and you should be okay. You should be all right because we get enough tokens in that. I think we get enough tokens on the collection level. I would like to see tokens in other places, though. I'm not going to lie, but for this time, we'll just, it is what it is. And then we have the fact that now we have some new audio sounds as well with Asgard, Daily Bugle, Arrow is getting a new sound, and Polaris. Arrow also gets a new visual effects, which is awesome because that Magic visual effect was phenomenal when they did that update. Every time I see that thing about Val's video, you guys, link in the description below. That video is amazing. But yeah, so Arrow gets something. Are you excited to see, Luke, what that animation is going to be?
Yes, as soon as this was spoiled, I took a screenshot of just showing that Arrow was getting a sound and a visual effect. I'm like, this is all I want from a patch. This is it. This is everything. This is all I want. And but yeah, I'm super excited. I mean, we've talked about it before. They just keep adding more stuff, making it more polished. Super excited about that. A couple things I wanted to make sure we didn't skip over the general thing, dude, because I know I'm looking forward to Val's YouTube video of all the Russian language support. I just want to hear everything in Russian. Orca finally getting in the game. They're fixing it, coming to Series 4. So woot woot, I guess. And then the last thing is the Pro Bundle. So they're adding a new one to help new players to go ahead and get a jump start on it. So we don't have a price on it yet, but it's 12,500 credits plus boosters to upgrade 8 commons cards to Affinity. So
I wonder what the barrier is on that. I assume it's going to be like a CL level of sorts.
Well, see, I think it's for new players who want to get started right away. I think they are going to allow anyone to buy it, but it's marketed towards, hey, new person, buy this to get a jump start because you haven't been playing for 7 months.
Do you think that means it's cheaper and a better value?
I do. So that is a question.
$3 bundle, the welcome bundle.
The welcome bundle, yes.
Right.
So that is a question I want to ask. What, for that many credits, what would make you happy for that price?
$20.
12,500 credits, right? So 400 gold right now is 500 credits.
So I did this math for you, Val. I can save you. I did the math for you. I'm going to answer that. But what would you, right off the bat,
just seeing that number?
Yeah. What would you be happy with paying for that?
Upgrade 8 common cards to Infinity. $25.
Yep, there we go. $20 for me.
So I think it's going to be quite a bit higher than that. So taking the math, rough math, of the welcome bundle is basically cost 30% of what you're getting because you're getting 700 gold for $3 instead of $10, not counting avatars or anything.
Okay.
So if you take that same math, and so 30% of what this would cost if you just bought gold to buy that much credits would be $40.
Oh,
okay. It's not bad.
That's not the worst.
I don't think, look, I've seen other people being like, this is going to be $1,000, like just losing their mind thinking that the credits are going to be crazy. But I think it's going to be $40. And I think $40 is completely fine for something like this.
Yeah.
I just hope it's not $70 or $80 or $90.
I think it's fine too, but not for a new player coming in that wants to push that barrier to say, all right, I'm going to pay to do something with this game. I think $20 to $25. I think they go half on this. They go $20 and they will have a well building person for life at that point.
That's
you
the
make
thing.
It 40. Yeah, it's going to scare a few people, but you make it 20, they're going to say, oh, $20 for this. I'm going to buy more. I want to continue to do it.
Make it that much of a discount too. And people like us who would have bought it at $40 because we know the value.
Right.
You're going to get twice as many of us to grab it. Correct. Like you get every dolphin and every small fish who's willing to spend some sort of money. Look at the value proposition. You get 50 videos up immediately on YouTube about how good of a value proposition this is. Correct. Every single Twitch streamer going, oh yeah, dude, this is an easy buy, no brainer. It's worth this much. It's only this much. You make a crap ton of money on that. If you just do one super cheap bundle every couple of months, that seems like a no brainer.
Yeah, it's just
I hope y'all are right.
Yeah, it's just like now, right? I'm going to say this, and it's the truth. The Sarah bundle was not worth $50, but I brought it, right? But I brought it. Okay, I did buy it. That's fine. But it's not worth the $50 for 2 variants. It's not 100%. It's not. But I did buy it, and they are amazing cards. All right, I love variants. I have a problem, ladies and gentlemen, with the variants. I love them. Now, if you made it $20, I would tell you right now it's worth it. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. So I think that bundle should be half off or even $25, and everybody, like you said, will say it's worth it.
Yeah, well, I mean, see, that's something you think about. I think $40 is reasonable because if you think about it, if you went and bought enough gold to get 12,500 credits, it is going to cost you $130 right now. Like that's how much it would cost. So only $40 is a very good deal in my opinion.
Do you think that they should?
I'm just worried that it's going to be more than $40.
Do you think they should like be telling you that maybe in the bundle description, like give you a value
incentive? Yeah.
Like, hey, this is valued at $140, or do you think that's actually detrimental to the overall mindset that somebody getting into the game goes, oh shit, this would normally cost me $140. Right. Do I really want to get into this game if that's the kind of money that I have to throw at it to get this sort of thing? Like that seems like for us, I think that's a good move to give you a value attached to it.
Right.
But I feel like it's almost scary to tell a new player that this is marketed at. Hey, this is how much money you could potentially spend in this game. Welcome.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
well, see, it's tricky because it's the whole thing of like, hey, buy these pants. They're $100, but they're on sale for $25.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? More people are going to snap. Like, I'm getting such a good deal other than you just putting the pants for sale for $25.
Yeah.
So I think it's tricky. There's different people and stuff like that. But I'm interested to see what the price point is for it for sure. But $20 would be great because, like I said, if someone sees that they can get such a big start to their collection for $20,
that's a huge start.
So many people are going to buy it. Yeah, even at $40, I think a lot of people are going to buy it.
I'm just worried about one cards that are still not upgraded. Like if I immediately had 8 cards upgraded, that probably wouldn't quite be the case.
Now my question is this just for new players, or you're saying we will also be able to grab this bundle?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you think there's a cap on who can buy this?
So the way it's worded and this is all translated from Korean, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was spoiled in, but
it's Korean.
Yeah, and so for new players who want to get started right away, we are releasing a pro bundle available for a one-time purchase only, includes 12,500 credits plus boosters to upgrade 8 common cards to affinity. So you get is that 8 random boosters? Like, I'm assuming that's you get 155 boosters for 8 random cards.
I would assume so.
So you get that plus the credits.
Or does that target recruit cards? Maybe.
I'm not sure. There's no details.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get details, or we'll see it when it comes out. But.
Well, they should make a beta player bundle where we get some type of beta card backs to let us know that we've been here since day one, right? We get some type of stuff where we can buy more credits, right? We should get some type of bundle too, I believe. That'd be nice. Did we see anything about name change in this update?
No.
No name change, no roadmap yet.
If I remember correctly, there was Ask the Devs. I was looking at Ask the Devs yesterday when he announced the patch was going out. Ben jumped in there and answered some questions. I'm pretty sure he said not this next patch, so the one that got delayed, but hopefully the next one or soon or something like that. So the name change should be coming relatively soon, but not this patch, maybe next patch or soon.
I'm assuming right before what we left, for the last to discuss. The battle mode, ladies and gentlemen, is coming at the end of this season. So I'm assuming the name change will probably come in right before that or right with it. This way people can have their proper name as they go to battle all the other humans. What do you guys feel about battle mode? I mean, finally, this is something that we all been speaking about for months and months and months. And now it's coming. They showed a brief demo of it. What did you guys take on it?
What we're expecting, I think. So I think it's just stirs the pot of excitement even more. Just
Right.
Yes, they keep teasing us with it, but I'm glad to know that if everything goes to plan, it's coming out this month. So I'm excited.
yeah,
I think we're all excited. Just
so
the
excited.
possibilities of being able to play
Sitting-
against friends.
Sitting next to somebody and playing against them just feels
Yes.
so
right.
I can't wait.
And if you guys didn't know, we are hosting a New York community tournament in February on the 18th. We'll leave a link to Kawa's video down below. And it was all banking on this battle mode coming out. So I am happy the battle mode is coming out. I mean, it wouldn't be bad if we all linked up anyway in New York, but this was mainly the purpose of using battle mode to kind of have Loot take his wonderful mind of putting a tournament together and actually laying it out in this wonderful battle mode. So I'm excited that it's coming. I'm happy that it's going to be here right in time for us to enjoy it. Yeah, I think Snap is doing big things. It's getting better and better. I cannot wait to see what battle mode does for the community, and I hope it stays as positive as it can be. I know it's going to get real toxic real quick when people start to battle each other and get frustrated. But let's see what happens. What do you guys thoughts?
I think a lot of people have speculated on this, but I'm excited to see it because I do think the meta is going to be different for playing these set games than trying to climb. So I'm very excited to see how that all shakes out. And playing with friends, finally getting a battle, y'all. Like I have not matched up against either one of y'all in matchmaking in so long. So be able to play with friends and be able to play against people, I think it's going to be really fun. And everything they've talked about with it, it's I think it's a good mode. And they've said, in the roadmap that they're looking at other competitive ways to do stuff like with that and stuff. So. A good first step. Glad to see it. Yes, stream mode.
Please.
Definitely need that. 100%. We've been streaming a lot. We've been asking for that. I guess it'll come next. All right, so battle mode is on its way. We have name change coming. We got a lot of awesome things coming. Is there one more thing that we want to see before or after battle mode, I should say?
I mean, I want to see in-game tournaments of some sort, or like an event where you're playing against other people, like you're not just queuing up in the rank thing or whatever. But yeah, I like to see some kind of in-game tournament mode. That's what I like to see eventually.
Something I think I started pondering on stream. I would love to see more rewards post infinite. So every 10 rank or so, it doesn't have to be big. I think something small like 100 credits, 50 gold, like one-time rewards, not like, constantly rewarding the person, or even like, I don't know, like something similar to a season cash. That's actually, I think, where it should go. Put caches into rank mode, and they're just rank caches, and it could be the same drop rates as season caches,
right?
And it just rewards good play. Like you can't just farm by leaving on turn 4 every time to gain cubes on rank. So I think you don't really lose too much by doing that. It just rewards good play. So I think it'd be cool.
I agree. I think that'd be awesome. Yeah, I still want to see some type of, not story, but like I said, somewhat to what Val does. Give some, have a mode where people can play with cards and see certain, not play styles, but more like combos, and explain why this card has this power and why it does what it does. I think it'd be pretty cool. Hopefully, they do something like that, or all three things. That'd be great. I cannot wait to see what happens next. But is there anything else you guys saw in the patch that we did not discuss that you guys want to bring up?
Just there are some fixes coming in, bug fixes, like Time Stone getting destroyed. You still get the mana now instead of not getting the mana next turn.
Oh, didn't know that was a problem.
Me neither.
Yeah.
So I didn't know about the Thanos Stone. So the Time Stone, what's the ability? It's supposed to give you the mana once it's...
It's on reveal. Next turn you get 1 mana. But right now, the way it works, if it gets destroyed before next turn, you don't get the mana. But you should.
What you should. Okay.
Yeah. So that's being fixed.
What about absorbing man? I mean, even now when I play him on Wong, he only procs once. Is he supposed to only proc once?
Well, yeah, because it's like a it's kind of like Mystique, right? Or Rogue, where the ability changes on the initial proc, so it would no longer proc a second time because you initially play it with one ability. Because you've changed it to the new ability, it won't proc again because that's not what you played the card as.
Interesting. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, it does.
And I don't think they have a known issue list, and that's not on there. So don't know if it's attended or if it's just not. It's not on there yet. But
I'm assuming it's attended then.
And just because I know you want to change your name so bad, I'm scouring trying to find that thing. It wasn't in Ask the Devs, but it was on Twitter. And someone asked about the name change, and they said, not this next patch, so not the one that got delayed coming up, but possibly the next one. Is what Ben said. So
there you go.
All right, fair enough. And a lot of people are playing Chem bots out there, and they're getting upset with me. And I'm like, it's not me.
Played a Willow bot the other day. I was very angry that I was not getting emotes, and figured out why afterwards. Oh, and I played a Kawa bot like a week ago too. It was just like, what the hell is?
You see what's going on? Yes, I get messages from content creators all the time, like, "Hey, was that you?" Like, no, it was not.
I see Ben Brode on Twitter all the time, being like, "Nope, that wasn't me." Just like people playing as Ben Brode. I almost feel like there's just a pool of names. Like from people in game, and the bots just I'll take that name. I'll take that.
Right,
name.
I totally believe that. I totally believe that.
It just makes sense. It doesn't make sense, but it makes sense.
Oh man, is there a loot muncher bot out there? They better only be playing Arrow.
It's probably
only
called
Arrow.
Munch Looter. I would assume.
Yeah, Munch Looter. Yes.
We'll find out. But yes, that's crazy. That is crazy. But yes, anything else you guys want to discuss? I mean. Wow, a lot of things are coming. I cannot wait to talk about everything. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm ready to see what else they got, but
ready to finally hit infinite, please, right away.
Hey, what's your rank now, Val? Will you leave off at?
I am at 74.7. This is
75.
This is rough.
It is, guys. I went to 81 last night, and I dropped to 74 before I rated your stream. What madness.
How long did you play?
5 hours.
5 hours? That's impressive because I played for 22 and I climbed 4.7 rank. Metal played for 21 and I think he climbed like 10 ranks. Like, it's hard. People came back out of the woodwork, man.
I'm telling you.
I'm so jealous of y'all's free time. I think I've played 15 games this season so far. I'm trying to get there.
Give it a week and then play. You're probably gonna have a much easier time at climbing.
I totally agree.
Oh no! You don't understand. I'm being toxic. I'm still running leech and leader. I'm having a blast. I don't know what you're talking about.
Leech is not an issue, my friend.
Yeah, leech is no problem.
Every leech I run into, unless I run.
I'm destroying everybody. Like I'm only getting 2 cubes because I snap, then I leech them and they leave. So,
wow.
Hey, do you guys do the I just learned about this from Metal. The retreat later snap move.
Well, you snap it and retreat later?
No, you retreat later and then immediately snap.
Snap? No, I never did that.
You can kind of like coerce your opponent to retreat out of doing it sometimes, and then you don't neither of you lose
cubes. That's right. Wow.
So I never regular retreat anymore. It's always retreat later and quickly snap as quickly as you can.
Well, here's my question about that. So if you do that and they play, do you lose the cubes from the snap?
So if they play, you only, it depends on if they snapped for already snapped and you went into a new turn or not.
Right.
So if this is there's no snaps yet and you do that and they snap back, you're only going to lose the 1 cube.
You still lose 1 cube. Okay.
You only lose 1 cube.
Okay. That's what I know.
But obviously, if they had snapped the previous turn and you do it, you're going to lose 2.
Right. Okay. That's what I want to know. Interesting.
It's a very good move. I love it. The only problem is, and this actually going back to things we want to see, please, at the end result screen, add back the +1, +2, -1
Yes.
because it happens so quickly
We
that
can't
in
tell.
that instance, I actually can't tell sometimes whether or not I
Yeah.
lost a cube or not.
Yeah, I always hit retreat later just in case they retreat to
Right.
you. And I have to like laser focus, like, am I losing cubes? I can't tell.
It's so
Like,
much easier, like when I'm streaming and I have like a slight delay. It's like, okay, what? Looks like it moved on the replay. I think I don't.
Right.
It's hard.
Yeah, and bring back the defeat sound, please.
I want it so bad.
Defeat.
So
Yeah,
bad.
I want to feel it. I want to feel when I'm defeated. Please.
Yeah.
Bring it back. Why took it away in the first place? Was it a problem?
It's about positive reinforcement in games and trying to keep people engaged longer.
Okay.
So the less negative reinforcement, the longer that somebody is going to engage with a product.
Makes sense. I still want my opponents to hear it.
Then I want positive reinforcement. Then I want them to say, "Get them next time, Tiger."
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yes. I like that. You guys listen and make it. Get them, Tiger. Get them next time, Tiger. That's awesome.
How we stay positive in this community. I love it.
Totally agree. Talking about the community and positivity. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to do that. Thanks, guys, for coming on the show. It's been a great episode. Until the next time,
we can
guys.
infer.
Yeah, maybe next episode we talk about a bunch of
maybe.
Stuff. But, again, guys, thanks again. Last year has been awesome. 2022 has been great. We got a lot of followers, a lot of comments, YouTube and everywhere else has been awesome. Now we got 2023 coming. Shout out to Val and Loot for and myself doing all of this, having a blast. It's always been a great time, and we'll keep it going strong.
Real quick, I've seen a couple comments of people asking about an RSS feed for this podcast. If you guys want an RSS feed, there is an Anchor page for the podcast where you can grab the RSS feed. So search for us on Anchor and you can grab that there.
Yes, I'll try to put the link in the description below too of the Anchor page. This way you guys can get to it that way. We're still waiting to get on Apple, and I think we're on some other ones too, but I'll post them down below.
Cool.
All right, guys.
Till next time.
Peace.